Eventually, each team got up to speed with each other and determined their best course of action. Somehow the bard found herself a whole villa to reside in, probably from charming one of the counselors. They had to strike her in her home now. There was no time for any other option. Can we not? I want to spend my last moments in peace. You get over here! So after a quick heal, the original squad of Dia, Felix, Orpik, Katrina, Ninja, Ko, and Amatrine head off. Sneaking past the streets where the guards are still looking for us.
Who's Amatrine?
We found a suspicious unguarded villa in the uptown portion
You never told us about Amatrine!
Amatrine. Right. So our party at the time consisted of 7 players, not 6. I haven't been mentioning Amatrine since she hasn't been relevant to the stories, nor it hasn't been clear even to this day where she was during all of them. Actually, let's jump back a lot, way back into the cursed tomb where the bard trapped us. We had just finished dealing with the animated armor, when suddenly a platoon of rangers burst through the door, pointing arrows at us. It was a lot later that we got an understanding for each other. These were the Nirmathas irregulars, led by the human ranger Chane. They were a militia, unofficially associated with the Nirmathas government. They were aware of the bard's activities and were trying to apprehend her, but she kept giving them the slip, and now that we unwittingly contributed to her goals, we were wanted for assumed assistance. Fortunately, we explained our plight and agreed to let us go if we try to capture her again. Amatrine was a part of the irregulars, so they sent her along with us to assist in the capture. Well, kind of. Around the time of our party's first split, her players' IRL stuff was getting bumpy and she had to miss out on a lot of sessions. Originally she said she was going with the Kragadon team, but she couldn't make it. So she said instead that she would go to the Scouts team, but again, she couldn't make it. We ended up confused as to where to put her during all this time. We ended up agreeing that she was in Kragadon, but in a mystic sleep at the back of the bar this whole time, woken up just in time for the final battle. Anyways, all 7 of us found the villa in question, and to our surprise, it was guarded from within and without by skeletons! We got inside, and it was quiet. Too quiet. We tried to be as stealthy as we could, but the one player who was good at stealth, she wasn't feeling her best at the moment. Sneaking to the bedroom, we found the bard, fast asleep in bed. Dia didn't waste a moment. She plunged her hammer right into her. But there was no crunch, just the springy cushion of the bed. Well, well, I'm excited to see you too, my friends. The real bard was in the middle of the room, and behind her, the party encountered this nightmare once before. It was too strong for the party at the time, and even Orpik was scared witless by it. Oh, but it got worse. Before initiative even started, she cast a surprise spell on the rest of the party that didn't rush in. Color Spray. Reminder, we're working in Pathfinder here, and in this game, Color Spray is a tad bit insane. If you fail your will save, which only me and Ninja did, you suffer effects based on your hit die, aka how many times your character has rolled to increase their maximum HP. If you had 5 or more, which was no one, you'd merely be blinded for a round. 3 to 4 hit die means you'd be stunned and blinded, which Amatrine and Katrina fell victim to. And if you're 2 hit die or lower, you'd be stunned and blinded, but only after you were knocked unconscious for several rounds. So yeah, at the end of all that, Ko, Ninja, and Dia were the only ones that were able to see their assailants, and the third of the party was removed outright. Roll initiative. The horse went straight for Ko and Ninja. Ko blasted spells at it, but this thing had HP to burn. Ninja was still sloshed, but she had no choice but to combat this thing anyways. Fortunately, Amatrine was just aware enough to activate her witch's hex, Misfortune, which gives the opponent disadvantage on attacks, a very rare condition in Pathfinder. So the horse had difficulties of its own trying to stay on target. They went after each other in a long, drawn-out battle in which no one was able to hit each other. Kinda pathetic, honestly. Actually, the whole thing went really slow from a player's perspective, since there were status conditions and we were newer players and DMs and so forth. Orbic's player actually got sick or something and had to sit out a huge portion of time, and when she came back, it still wasn't her turn. Basically assume everything that I don't tell you about is an absolute mess. But anyways, Dia had enough. She rushed right to the bard, and though she was strong, Dia had a little something she didn't. See, she gained a level in Magus, a melee spellcasting class, after her battle in Skelt. With it, she gained a custom spell we made for her. Fire Punch. She put her full force into the punch. In addition to the burning magic, it also caused a fear effect, which disabled her long enough to deal with the other threat. Speaking of, the nightmare was kept at bay long enough for Orpik to get back on his feet. With Dia and Orpik coming back and Ko continuing to blast spells, we were finally able to deal significant damage to this thing. Orpik was still blinded, so he was only so useful, so it came down to just Dia and the horse. The horse was dead, and we had the bard where we wanted her. And Felix missed out every single moment of the final battle. In other words, the battle went as well as it possibly ever could have. With our objective reached, we scampered out of the building. But not before Ko set fire to the place, because Ko is Ko, and Ko loves fire. So, we are going to ask you kindly once. Release our curse. Now. Or what? You seem a little disfigured from that attack earlier. Looks pretty bad. But I'm sure Orpik can do worse. The bard was out of options. She uttered a magical hex. And sure enough, the runes stuck on our wrists slowly disappeared. The curse was gone. They were free. Yay! Now we get to eat her! What? No! We need to turn her into the irregulars to face justice. But we were not out of the woods yet. The guards very much noticed the kidnapping and villa burning, and they were very much hot on our trail. Because, oh yeah, prison escapees. So begun our chase. We probably would have made it out fine if we just focused on running. So naturally, Felix instead insisted on one more moment before the campaign ends. Chugging an enlarged person bottle, he climbed the side of a building, and as he grew and grew, he gave the guards a terrifying display. Oh my god! It's the Cat King of Kragadan! Run! Shockingly, this didn't backfire horribly in Felix's face. The guards were scared off and the party was given their space. Well, I shouldn't have said it didn't backfire at all. The guards interpreted him as the king of the slime cat swarm. And so did the cats. He inadvertently created a Pied Piper effect as all the cats in Kragadan followed him out of town in a single file line. He truly was the Cat King of Kragadan. Remember everyone, there is no one more powerful than a cat GM. So with that distraction out of the way, they were free of Kragadan and the curse. And they were free to go wherever they wanted to now. See, Ninja? We made it out just fine. Never give out hope too soon. Yeah, I guess so. You're the only one who ever gave a damn, so it was hard to care with you gone. I really miss... huh? If I were to go wherever you want to go next, you would let me come with you, right? You wouldn't mind if I, Okay, just promise you'll curb your drinking problem, alright? Of course, Orpik and Ko decided to go their own way, and Gorm have mercy on the direction they decided to go in. And so all of the party went their own separate directions, and continued their lives in the world of Pathfinder. Oh, I almost forgot, Ko had a bit of lycanthropy going on earlier in the campaign, and we just never addressed it. We just thought it was fine for Ko to turn into a were-Yorkie every full moon. Our party, ladies, gentlemen, and others. and they were very much hot on our trailer. I said it twice. That's the second time I said white trailer. Guess we were traveling around in a trailer. Tractor trailer.